Hi, my name is LaQuasha West, and I go to school at Grand Canyon. I am going to give a presentation on analyzing Arizona's language development approach. And this is the class ESL 540 Methods of Structured English Immersion for Elementary Education. And this is Dr. Amy Blower's class. Arizona's definition of an English learner. In Arizona, English learning students whose home language is not English and whose performance on the Arizona English Language Learners Assessment shows that they have not yet reached English proficiency. These students are entitled to English language development services through an approval program model. Demographic and home language composition of pre-K through 12 English learners in Arizona. The research shows that Arizona has approximately 80,000 multi-language EL students in pre-K to 12 grades. They mostly have many Spanish speaking students, including students from other languages as well. In Arizona, the state views these Spanish speaking students as an asset. Structured English immersion in Arizona and distinctions from sheltered instructions. So, districts and charters in Arizona that have ELs can provide ELD using a state approved SEI model. The formal program structure will define components such as special daily ELD minutes, qualified teachers, and approved schedules. Sheltered English, by contrast, and is a border site for strategies used in content classrooms such as scaffolding, visuals, and modified input to make grade level content comprehensible. Arizona Language Development Approach and its four principles. Its goal is to help ELs, English language learners, develop agencies, confidence, and determination through high quality language and content instructions. There are four principles. So, principle one is that access based behavior and expectations for home language, cultures, and experiences are treated as strengths. Principle two is integrated instructions in disciplinary language and content, which requires all teachers to design instructions that develops content learning, such as math, science, and social studies. The new principles. Principle three is targeted and explicit language instructions that ELs receive focused ELD that teaches vocabulary and language functions need for academic success based on the student's proficiencies, levels, and needs. Last principle, principle four, is assessments, monitoring, and feedback. There are ongoing formative assessments, progress monitoring, and meaningful feedback to guide instructions and support growth in both language and ensure ELs move forward proficiency. These principles show that the ELs thrive when their identities are valued. Language and content are integrated. Instructions are explicit and targeted, and progress is continuously monitored. Student agencies and its importance for ELs. There are some agencies available for English learners to see themselves as capability, decision makers, setting their goals, and making their choices. They are taking ownership of what they are learning. When ELs are invited to use their home language as a resource, they participate in meaningful academic talk. Agencies help down persistence, adv- advocacy for themselves, and engage deeply with rigorous content. Components of Arizona approved research based SEI models. They are newcomers SEI models where the student come with little or no English and often have no schooling. The next model is the pullout. This model focuses on EL students in a general education classroom. They are pulled out for language instructions aligned with their proficiency level. The third model is the second hour model. In the education setting, this model provides approximately 2 hours per day of intensive instructions in a self contained or clustered setting. The last model is a 50-50 dual language models in which receive roughly half of their instruction time in English in the partner language. This occurs in a language English for a substantial portion of the day. Process of determining the EL program eligibility in Arizona Home Language Survey and Azilla. When it comes to the home language survey during enrollment, families complete a survey indicating the language spoken at home and by the students. Azilla assessment is what the students will take for language proficiency. The EL student are reassessed annually with the Azilla to monitor progress. When a student score at the English proficiency level, they are reclassified, ex- exited from the EL services through the district, and the district continues monitoring for a period to ensure a successful transition. Adult accommodations available for EL for Azilla assessment. Standards accommodation typically include things like small group or flexible schedule, extra breaks, separate/quiet setting, and approved technology or support from students with documented disabilities like IEPs or 504s, I'm sorry, as long as these do not provide linguistic assistance. Parents, guardians' rights regarding EL services. Parents have the right to be notified about different services and assessments in a language they can understand of their child's eligibility services status. Parents not accept the recommended placement request for a different available program or refuse EL's services. The parent have the right to. The parents can ask questions, request certain programs like Dual Language and other programs that include substantial instructions in a language other than English. Parents must sign a waiver they had the right to request or decline a waiver at a meeting to review process to review progress, I'm sorry, or placement and receives updates on the assessment. In conclusion, Arizona approach to educating English learners is built on a structured identification process and a comprehensive instructional framework grounded in research. The state's language development approaches. This is research being conducted in the era of effective education. Azilla plays a central role in the placement and progress monitoring while parents retain information things rethink important things regarding services and program choices. These are my references that I research and I use on this presentation, and thank you for listening.